Welcome back, everyone. I'm your manager A, and this is Lobotomy Corporation. I don't know what meltdown level we're at. I think we were at 1 originally. 2 was just a meltdown. 3 was, I think, an ordeal. Then we had a meltdown, then an ordeal. So next, as long as we have enough energy, I think we can do what we need to do. So if that's the case, I'll go ahead and use the painting. And I'll stop that. So there's a chance. So we have a meltdown for this one. And if I'm correct, if we just have enough energy and finish this one, and then fill the bar for the next one, even if the one after this one is an ordeal, we should automatically win. Because I think that's 6. So, that's the idea. Alright, so I'm gonna have you just work, see, make sure things are still what they are. Okay, instinct is now repression. Got a bad result, but that's fine. So instinct is now repression. Alright, instinct is repression. Insight is insight. Perhaps our souls have already died. Something. I survived alone. I lived day by day fighting an uphill battle. I fought because I thought my something. Going further than this is futile. Please just accept your fate. You survived alone. Yep, really know about that one. Perhaps our souls have already died a long time ago. It may be just as Carmen feared. You told Giovanni that you could revive Carmen, but think about it. Did you really lead him to the eternal slumber because something goes off screen? So insight is insight. Going further than this is futile. Yep, we already know about that one. Temperance is temperance. So attachment is attachment. That's good. That means repression should be instinct. So it looks like those two are just flipped. Yep, repression is instinct. Okay. Thought my survival would somehow something the situation. God, that's a really long line. Eternal slumber because you sincerely believe so. Alright, power-wise it looks like we're okay. Because that survival would somehow change the situation. How foolish I was. Just weird. Okay, I think I got all of them. At least for now. Alright, while you're doing that. Instinct is now repression. Oh wow, you're spent. How are you holding up? Okay, your stats are somewhat okay. So yeah, I have to remember I'm not getting healed anymore. Repression. Instinct. How are you looking? You're not too bad. I'll send you over. Once we get a meltdown, we'll get a full heal. So we got that going for us. Alright, so repression. Should be instinct. Instinct should be repression. Repression should be instinct. The issue now is making sure I have personnel that actually can work. Good thing I kind of spread everyone out. It did make the fight slower and more painful, but at the same time, it ensured that I can at least have people that are at least guaranteed to be healthy. Alright, looks like you're at your last legs. I'll send you up instead. Instinct. 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 Okay. Where are my meltdowns? Painting. You are currently the one that used the painting. So you... It should be you, right? Yes, it's you. I have to make sure it's used by the same person, else it will kill the person. So you're good. Okay, Bad Wolf. Could have been worse. Alright. Make sure repression leads to instinct. Yes, okay. That's all I need to know. Also, I think everyone's full health now. Yes, everyone's full health. Okay, repression leads to instinct. So you don't get eaten. Okay, no one's getting gobbled up. Make sure the other ones are still doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yep, insight is insight. Alright, good. Yeah, it's every few they change, but they're consistent. Passing all the years. Alright. A brief struggle has become an eternity. I just wish that you do not repeat the same mistake. We'll overcome this despair if you just wake up and smell the roses. You still have a chance. Made the mistake I made and fall into despair and anger yet again. A brief struggle has become an eternity. Yeah, we've already done that one. The world has abandoned us. We tried not to let it go, but it threw us away like a crumpled up newspaper in the end. dropped. That's fine. We're too naive. I could only realize what wrongdoings we have done after instantly passing all these years, I think it was. Yeah, all these years. Sorry for taking the time to read all those. The wiki has some of them written down, but not all of them. That's fine. I'll tag you in. I think we have full energy at this point. I hope we do, because I don't want to fight that ordeal. Okay, we have 2 dead people. We lost 1, 2... Okay, yeah, we lost 2 people. That's okay. The next one isn't... Hopefully it won't be as bad. Though it might be. The next one's this floor here, which means we're gonna have red mist and increased damage taken based off color. So yeah, I don't know when somebody died, but they definitely did. Alright. If it isn't the end, I want everyone together. Even if I can't do damage with some of them. Unfortunately, I don't know who we lost, because the UI is jacked. No, 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 don't crash on me. Don't crash. Oh, thank God. Oh, I was so worried it crashed. Alright, I don't know who died. We'll just skip to next day, please. Yeah, it froze for a second there. I was really concerned. Forsaken Murder, I think, is a simple one. It's the one with the... It's just the guy with the freaking metal mask on or whatever. White Knight we don't want. Army in Black we definitely don't want. So yeah, I think it'll be this one. Actually, let me be right back. Yep, Forsaken Murder is what I was thinking of. Alright, take it. Grave of Cherry Blossoms. God, it's like... giving me that not responding stuff, it really concerns me. Do you remember when we still knew the warmth of the sun? Become too cold to continue cherishing such a thing? No. In fact, we weren't meant to bask in such warmth in the first place. You feel it too, don't you? I can see you already feeling the nostalgia in the air right as you stepped into this room. There's a tale of two doors. Those two doors that never wanted to be open, but had to be. Hey, it's me. Are you there? Can I come in? I didn't want to listen to what would come next. I wanted to pretend I wasn't in the room, because I knew what she was going to tell me. Sometimes her thoughts could be extremely reckless. It really frightened me whenever she did that. Open the first door. I saw her eyes right after opening that door. She walked into your lab and started illustrating her hypothesis carefully and decidedly. You wanted to tell her it was preposterous, but like always, she had you persuaded. You had no choice but to admit it was the only way. What made us, so upset was how much it hurt to listen to her put it so calmly as if it were none of our business, and how much we loathed ourselves for just having to tolerate it. Just can't seem to get any further than this. However, we will break through somehow. We got Carmen with us after all. Don't worry, I think it'll all work out. The biological scans show that Carmen is the fittest candidate, but we haven't run a precision test yet, though. If we wanted to find another candidate, we can always... Carmen can. Carmen is. Carmen would. Carmen. You should have been the one to die. The research wasn't bearing fruit, people were growing tired, yet their eyes glittered with expectation. She was on the edge. One more step would make her fall. Then that day, when Enoch's breath stopped, she finally realized that her path was always in her sight. Just one glance below the fall, and she'd never lift her head again. She wouldn't respond, no matter how many times I yelled. Only the sound of flowing water filled the air. I just kept yanking the doorknob like I were insane. Yet I hoped it would never open. I hoped and prayed countless times. Open the second door. The first thing I saw once I opened that door was a pair of closed eyes. She stepped into the bath herself, so that not a fragment of needless emotion like guilt would pile up on us. We saw with our eyes so clearly. She was bleeding out and delirious, but she still held on to life. We violated her body with our own hands and buried her underneath the ground. Why was she so cruel, and why did we have to become so cruel? We asked this question without an answer to the toast that celebrated our success blossomed with death. However, I have found a way to redeem us at long last. You have come to the right place. This is the room where she sleeps. Don't worry, she won't wake up with this much noise. Can you meet her again? Let's do it like this. Ask her. She who was always watching you from the beginning. I have something I should confess. I actually have a much weaker heart than everyone thinks. I always say stuff like, count on me, and just follow me, in front of everyone. But I'm never sure about the things I do. If anyone were harmed or put in trouble because of what I do, I would definitely be shaken and end up hating myself. I know that. That's why I need to ask you for a favor. No matter what I may become, please finish what I started. We humans have weak hearts. One crack and it'll easily crumble. I am no exception to this, but you'll endure through it. There's only one way out, and it'll never change. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Are you unsure? I have this routine I do whenever I'm afraid of the path I have taken. It's like being a plant, photosynthesizing. Ease up your attention and just close your eyes. Yes, just like that. Make yourself as comfortable as possible so that your mind finds itself comfortable too. It tickles, no? But just wait. Now. Fade away without a trace. Yes, I was the only one. I was the only one who could fulfill her ideal. I was the only one who could finish it. Only me. However, she never told me this path of hers would be riddled with such vicious thorns and spikes. This is the bucket created from Carmen's sacrifice. This bucket is the beginning and the end destination of this place. Cogito is endlessly produced here and spewing out life and death. When we saw that the bath was overflowing, we thought everything was over. However, we couldn't have been more wrong. She's alive right now, as this. She saw every path we walked. In reality, her ideal was simply too grand in the first place, and our power too minuscule to fulfill it. She sacrificed everything of hers without a trace left behind, but you and I, we remember the things we've done to become a wing, to stay a wing. It was revolting at first, but you see how we acclimated to it after the first few times. We flawlessly realized our hideous actions just like all the other wings. No, not just that. We even evolved our own unique cruelty that can be found in any other wing. The story of how human sacrifices are required to fulfill our ideal needed to be continued. So we have to put on the guise of simply being manic about energy production, though we know the truth too well. Were we really only pretending while we were so indifferent towards the countless deaths? Probing and combing through the brain of a woman to blend into the world, to evade the head and the eye. Throwing a person into the jaws of a monster just to gain some energy. Reincarnating your colleagues just to make them live through the same agony again. Do you really think those are things any normal person would do? Yet we closed up our eyes and ears and numbed ourselves. We eventually felt nothing for what we do. I named myself Abram to remember our sins, sacrificing the innocent. What did I even expect to achieve doing all this, founding a showy corporation? I don't even know anymore. Does it really matter at this point? No, it doesn't. We were wrong from the start. Our very existence is wrong. You and I, all that's left of us is atonement. You already knew. You know we didn't meaninglessly embrace this pain. Tefraf knew that a long time ago. I guess that's why he always walked ahead of me. One day, I realized that you were also looking towards somewhere with a clear vision just like he did. I just didn't want to admit that I was lagging behind. I think that's why I was always so frustrated. I'm the Sephira of the middle layer, head of the central command team. I can't afford to fall behind like that now, can I? That's the reason why I said I'll count on you and hold expectation. Promise to show me someday, and show the world the fruit of our pain and labor. Expectation for the meaning of existence. You'll fall onto the ground no matter how much expectation and hope you have. You know what? Photosynthesis is for plants after all. Things that actually take sunlight. It was never for something like you and I. Don't you know this already? We drove Carmen to death. We just saw that. I was always furious without any real reason. It always felt like I'm missing something, but I never knew what that something was. I vented this anger of mine in a rather bad way, as you saw. This madness without purpose would never go away. If you didn't stop me, it would have grown bigger and bigger. It would eventually devoured me. Look, we're never going back to how it was before. The situation's changed way too much. But I was able to keep my promise with her because you stopped me, at the very least. You also have to remember this. She would have wanted you to protect what we have left rather than just languish in guilt. Courage to protect. Yes, she entrusted us with what's left. But were it not for the person Carmen thought us to be, no? The only person that believed in us was gone. There was no one left around us. Manager, do you know why I chose to join your small company instead of any other grander rings? Of course, Carmen's moving speech did pique my interest, not gonna lie. However, there's a decisive factor for me. It was because I liked how everyone here trusted Carmen. You know how meaningless the word trust is nowadays, don't you? That's not all, Manager. Carmen trusted in you entirely until her moment of death. Everyone else who remained did too. Why do you think I decided to stick with you until the end? Just look around you now. Everyone gathered here just for you, and they're waiting expectantly. Those who are faithful and trustworthy. How can you be so certain? Carmen lies here, neither alive nor dead. How can you walk towards the unpredictable future, leaving her behind here? We are obliged to remain trapped in this cycle of eternal punishment. Yet still you want to reach for tomorrow. You want to escape this endless regret and atonement? There's one final door past here that wasn't written in this story. It's one I can't open. It only opens to those who are not soaked in regret. Think you can open it? Open the final door. Why do I see only darkness? Why does my voice not reach you at the finale? Just need to save before it crashes. Okay. Alright. Yeah, we lost someone in the training team and safety team, so it was probably while we were fighting the red fixer. That's okay. So we have 4 open slots. I am probably going to go with minimum people. We either need to reach Kill Off Meltdown 10 or neutralize the red mist. Kill Off Meltdown 10 means we would have to either fight the claw or ignore it and just let it run around. And then of course there's the red mist. The red mist only has I think half as much health or a third. I don't remember exactly. So hopefully I do intend on doing cheese strats. I think that's going to be the plan. So the red mist doesn't appear until I believe halfway through. So we still need to get through some of the stuff first. But as long as I can do works little by little, we should be okay. Compared to what we just went through, where we had randomized stuff, blurry UI, can't heal, and heavily reduced stats, this one is literally just, there's the red mist, and then we take extra damage from certain colors. And that's it. Because Central Command Team, the only thing that had going for it was removing all meltdown protections, which those are already lowered. So I think we can do this one pretty easily. We're probably going to lose some people though. What I might do is I might throw a skeleton crew out and just have one person working. It'll be super slow though, but it would be doable. But yeah, it's hard to say. It's either that or I try to fight Gabora, you know, mono, but I don't exactly want to fight. I don't want to fight the red mist. I do have enough lob points, so I could just start throwing people out there just to kind of do some work and speed things along, I guess. And I have to have at least one person in every department anyway, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I do this just to save, and here we are. For someone as trifling as us. And here we are, and you can see that the downstairs here has been changed a bit. It's even more goopy and melty as before. But with with Blue Star, I should be able to kill Red Mist using the shelter from the 27th of March. Just have that be taken care of. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I am the Depressed Hero. This was Lobotomy Corporation. See you guys next time.